33. Yeah, we outperform all countries of note on the metrics that matter if you want to survive. Oh, we haven't done this in a while, but this has been a topic that was used quite a bit. Guys, remember Michael Moore?
Sorry, kind of zoned out. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Associated Guest. I, as always, am your host, Alfie Animus, here at the Bear in Mind channel. Today, I'm just going to start the show by saying, guys, if you watch me, don't do like I do. Don't give mundane Matt, that's right, Matt Jarbo, any attention. I can't help myself because I'm weak, but you can be stronger than that. If you see Matt Jarbo commenting on anything, just ignore it, and it'll go away. I, on the other hand, I'm gonna jump off his lifeless corpse and dive towards mediocrity, because he's there, and I am sub-mediocrity. And anyway, that being said, today on the show, free healthcare. It's not free. It's absolutely not free. We get into the ShoeOnHead situation, to where she responded to Hasan Piker, responding to her previous video. We're gonna get into that. It'll be fantastic. And then yeah, we see a little montage of some of his crash outs where he says that he's Muslim and he gets hate for that, but at the same time he's also white and he doesn't understand things. Let's continue.
Moore. He kind of looks like
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Walter White in transition now. But he was a big thing for a while. Like, he actually shaped a lot of discussions that we had on firearms, and then at one point, even healthcare. There was this film Sicko, for people who don't remember, where he like showed us how Cuba had better healthcare than the United States and Canada. And you're seeing these same talking points come back, only you're seeing it supported by an unlikely coalition. So it's time to kind of put this to bed, I guess. For this decade, let's go meme check.
Face matches that.
Yeah, that's one of my, I like that stinger.
That's good.
And by the way, memes with zero sources, references, or any information even resembling accuracy, it's a really good way to make some money through clicks and ad revenue.
Those are the best, right?
It's really easy because you just figure, all you need to do is figure out what people like, or what they think is a thing, and just say that thing back to them. You're like, yeah, that you said the thing, and that's my thing. You're like, isn't that the thing? So here's more of the thing, and ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. So today's meme check comes from the account MetaMateDaz on X. And here you go. It says, free universal healthcare is so complicated and expensive that only 32 of the 33 wealthiest countries in the world have figured it out. And of course, the implication is that the United States hasn't figured it out.
Oh, we're the...
Yeah, we're the outlier.
We're the one.
Yeah, the ones who have created more modern medical innovations and have the best survival rates of any country on Earth. Yeah, we're the ones who, the United States, have figured it out. And of course, the
wealthiest.
So here's the truth, the meme check. And we'll provide all the references as we do every single show. You can go back and watch some pretty in-depth segments I've done on this, including, by the way, me taking a hidden camera through Canadian healthcare, the hospitals where I was raised. This is in 2009. You can search it. So the truth is, nobody has free healthcare. It's just not a thing. These other systems have major problems. Now, if you consider 15% sales tax, 52% income tax, in some countries even more, and you still have to pay for 70% of the drugs that you want, which is what the situation was like in Canada,
I mean, I do, but
when I was being raised there, then fine.
I'm kidding.
I guess it's free. But if you actually understand how economics work and tax rates, you know it's not free. And then we look at the actual outcomes. The United States has a broken system, and it's becoming more and more broken as we move toward more bureaucracy, as we move closer toward socialized healthcare or a public option. Let's look, though, at the kind of results.
Guys, hold on. I'm sorry. Before he gets into that, leave Chrissy Mayer alone. Okay. From what I've seen so far, if I'm wrong, show me that I'm wrong. But I haven't seen it so far, and I've been keeping pretty kind of close eye on this. Not really, because the quartering's not worth it. I don't like the other girl. What's her name? The annoying Christian thought. But leave Chrissy Mayer alone. Come on, her Frost parody was awesome. I haven't seen her Alyssa Bacante one, but I'm sure it was great. That looks like it right there. It's accurate. It's accurate. And yeah, her asking the parody account to stop is horrible, but I'm sure, again, I could look it up right now. I'm sure it's doing horrible things and saying horrible things that she probably would never say. I mean, yeah, comedians can be a little thin-skinned. That's where it comes from a lot of the time. But I don't know. It just seems like people are dogpiling on her just because they don't like the quartering and because they're friends. Okay. She doesn't have to throw him under the bus to prove any kind of allegiance to anyone. She should be able to do what she's doing, and it'd be fine. And people giving her shit because she didn't just jump down the throat of her other friend who was on the show and was unfortunately scheduled to be on her show right after, just in time to get a lot of flack for not hardballing a good friend of hers. This is just childish. But anyway, continuing. I apologize.
Our system is created. The United States outperforms all Anglosphere countries on 5-year survival rates. All of them. So you say, 32 out of 33. Yeah, we outperform all countries of note on the metrics that matter if you want to survive some kind of healthcare crisis. So let's look at lung cancer. The United States, our 5-year survival rates are 27% higher than the UK. Let's look at stomach cancer, 20% higher than Canada. Let's look at brain cancer. 5-year survival rates, 43% higher than in Australia. Wow. Now, you can look at the taxes, and this is not even taking into account the leftism that comes with these systems, right, where you're jailed for speech in many of these countries, where you can be debanked because of the coercive government control that's been granted to these authorities. If you have, let's say, brain cancer, let me ask you this. Would you care that it's free? If you were in Australia, if you go, man, I could just be in another place geographically and have a 43% higher chance of surviving. What do you think would matter to you most? Shouldn't we base our system around that and how to best accommodate and foster that?
Yeah, I would definitely go with the health care for my brain cancer and then just file bankruptcy.
Yeah, there you go.
Use that social safety net, yeah.
If you have to, but the truth is that's not what happens with most people in the United States. They say that because you saw the movie John Q. People in these other countries, by the way, they don't have the greatest financial outcomes because they have a much lower quality of life. And I know what you'll say, Swedes have a higher quality of life than you. Yeah, until you put them in the United States. Swedes in the United States have a 53% higher quality of life than Swedes in Sweden. Same thing for Danes here in the United States when you take them out of Denmark. Here's also some good news, by the way, because the media is nothing but crap all the time. 70% of cancer patients will reach the 5-year mark in the United States. Used to be about 50 in the 1970s. Now, this is the only place where we have the 5-year mark survival rates compared to other nations. It's not perfect, but it's much better. Let's go to MRIs, because you go cancer. Okay, well, that's, not everyone gets cancer. It's an outlier. Okay, sure. Let's go to something that most of you have experienced. And I've had to go through this. My mom had to.
I think I'm going to do side tangent. I think I'm going to do a special show once a week so I don't give Matt Jarbo any engagement. I think I'm just going to do a show to where I comment on his bullshit on stream. Cause yeah. Anyway, and then just not follow him, and then just give him the one view. I guess this is hard. Anyway,
had to go through this, severing a disc in Canada to get an MRI. You're looking at 16 weeks, and by the way, that's a low estimate.
Jeez.
UK, 6 to 12 weeks. United States, about 2.
I've had several MRIs, and I've never waited more than a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've gotten same week MRI appointments.
Well, I've gotten same day.
Me too.
And here's the thing too: the way we list emergency services in the United States, it's very different from in Canada. In other words, you could have a severed disc, you could have a ruptured disc in your back and not be able to walk. You're still waiting 16 weeks. That's where here you might be in a day.
Yeah.
They don't have the ability to do that in Canada. When my mom needed to get an MRI in Canada, that's the empirical. Go check the references. The anecdotal. It was over a year to get an MRI.
Wow.
There were more MRI machines in the state of Vermont than all of Canada. And you don't think of Vermont as a bastion of medical tourism.
Or a big place.
Right.
Highly populated, no.
Yeah, not to mention basic preventative care. Well, that's not a thing. You can go back and watch that video. You want to get blood work because something maybe runs in your family, you want to get checked. If you don't have a family doctor, it's about a 2 to 3 year wait time in Canada. Let's look at elective surgery. In Australia, 49 days. UK, 62 days. Canada, 30 weeks. United States, 28 days.
30 weeks?
And by the way, elective surgery includes like knee surgery, removing a gallbladder, hernia, serious crippling chronic pain.
Jeez.
So it's not just implants and BBLs.
No, and they have, again, different metrics, like when people often compare to infant mortality rates. So the United States has, well, actually, we have a much higher standard. We consider some of these infants to be deaths, where in other countries, they just don't. If you equalize it and use the same standard to measure it, we actually have one of the lowest infant mortality rates ever in the history of the world. Elective surgery, by the way, in Australia, it means even the most basic of things.
Crikey! Oh, that's cute. It's got a little pouch.
Yeah, she identifies as one. Appointments with specialists. And by the way, being in Canada, I remember I needed to go see a dermatologist. Also, skin cancer runs in my family. My father had it. It was over a year. It was over a year. This was in Greenfield Park, Quebec. So this is back then. Maybe it's gotten a little better because in Canada they've opened up to privatized hospitals. That didn't exist when I lived there, right? They always reach the point of no return. They say, okay, well, I'll have some private insurance now. UK, it's about 13 and a half weeks to see a specialist. Canada, it's about 15 and a half weeks. Australia, 26 weeks. United States, 30 days. So you look at
those are high numbers too, by the way.
Yeah. Those are high. We're using the worst numbers that we can find in the United States.
Yeah, we're making ourselves look as bad as we possibly can. I've never waited more than like a couple of weeks to see a specialist if I had to.
Right.
Never.
When I snapped my leg, I was there and I had it was drained and I was in for an MRI within the day. Or I had a CAT scan, had the MRI the next day.
So did you guys in Canada? Because we talked about Australia and we talked about their free healthcare and like the brain cancer survival rate. It's like that 43% chance of a better survival rate in the United States. You'd pay anything for that probably at that moment in time, right? But in Australia, they also 50% plus of the population buy additional medical coverage on top. Do they do that in Canada too?
Yeah.
Or you buy your own personal plan somehow?
Yeah. So what happened is there was a famous Supreme Court case in Canada, Quebec specifically, ShoeOnHead versus Quebec. You can look this up. I believe it was 2005. I'm going by rote, 2004. There was this doctor, Dr. ShoeOnHead, who patients were basically in these long waiting lines. So let's say right now, to see a specialist in Canada is 15 weeks. I would imagine back then it would be over 30 weeks. Honestly, that seems like a very low estimate. It changed because of the Supreme Court case. You had people who were facing certain death.
Yeah.
But it was, you go in a waiting line. By the way, I've buried relatives.
Were they alive?
Not me physically. I mean, I'm not,
No.
I don't dig graves. But because of basic things that would have been caught in the United States. Cancer, by the time they go in at stage 3 or stage 4, because you're talking about 15 weeks before you get a screening. This has happened I don't think my father would have survived the kind of aggressive melanoma that he had here in the States, in Canada. I don't think he would have been able to get in because we didn't have a dermatologist. Once our dermatologist retired, you're looking at a year to find another one. So in Canada, Supreme Court case, ShoeOnHead versus Quebec, people are facing certain death and these obscene waiting queues. And so they went to a doctor and they said, look, I will pay for care. Can you do something for me? And he did that. He received payment to administer care, and people were happy to do it. The government shut it down.
Yeah.
Government said, you cannot do that. That's it. We have a socialized system. It went to the Supreme Court, and they declared it a violation of fundamental human rights to not allow people to pay for care of their own free will. They said, you cannot force people to effectively wait for death if they are willing to use their own money to pay for care.
Well, good on the Canadian Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Finally, yeah.
It paved the way for super hospitals in Canada, as we know them here, hospitals, where people were able to pay for care. And turns out it's better. But you know what happens? What do you think happens if you're living in a country where, I don't know the top marginal rates right now in Quebec. When I was there, it was like 52%. That kicked in well below 6 figures, to be clear. And 15% sales tax. Actually, 7.5%, I believe, GST, and then it was like 7% PST. So they actually add up the tax, and then you're taxed on tax in sales tax. So you're taxed on the total of the first 7.5%. What do you think happens if 52% of your income is gone and 15% sales tax? And by the way, the cost of living, whatever you're paying here for gas, usually close to double, if not more, in Quebec. Same thing for milk, same thing for everything you would purchase daily where I grew up. What do you think happens as far as privatized? Who do you think can afford that insurance? Only the ultra wealthy, and it creates a two-tiered system. So you end up right back where you started, only with a bigger disparity. So these are the socialized weight numbers. I bet you if you were to separate them, I don't think that all these numbers separate the newer, meaning the last decade and a half, super hospitals or privatized care versus a socialized healthcare. I bet you the numbers will be probably about double because that's what they always were.
Yeah.
So their solution was moving close. Here's another good example for you. Canada, socialized healthcare, right? There was one exception. Maybe not, there wasn't one exception, but there was a notable exception. LASIK, eye surgery, wasn't covered. So the entire eye surgery, eye corrective industry, early on it was LASIK, now they used, I don't know if they still call it LASIK, maybe it's a different laser. It had to be consumer-based. You paid cash. It was immensely cheaper than the United States. People would travel from Boston, from New York, they'd go and get their eyes done at like $700 an eye, whereas at that time it might have been over $2,000 an eye in the United States because you still had it going through insurance in many cases. In Canada, the one area where it was entirely privatized, it was fast, it was good, it was so effective that people would travel to Canada for this one form of healthcare. No other. Why? Entirely private. And so they were at the cutting edge. That's when my dad got LASIK early on.
I had a teacher that did that, got LASIK in Canada.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nowhere else do people go to Canada for treatment. They're like, I got to get this done fast.
For meds. I know that.
For medication,
They go for meds, or they used to at least. But
yeah. Well, which actually brings us to the other point, too, and I'll get to China in just a second. The United States, we subsidize the healthcare of the world. You know how Canada wouldn't be able to do that? They wouldn't be able to pay for awful, terrible healthcare with quadruple the waiting times if they met their NATO requirements, let alone could defend themselves and be their own sovereign nation. Nations in Europe, they haven't met their NATO requirements, or at least pre-Donald Trump. They hadn't met it for decades, but they were giving their citizens free internet, which also was pioneered here in the United States. Let's change one thing. Let's assume that all the health care is equal. It's not. The actual quality of care is worse. You guys have to defend yourselves. Go. How do you think it would help, or how do you think it would affect the European nations if that $100+ billion that they were demanding for you, if they had to cough it all up? If all other nations combined, instead of not equaling just the United States contributions, if every one of those nations had to contribute as much as the United States, assuming they had been meeting their NATO requirements. It is international military welfare where we protect the rest of the free world, and it still ends up collapsing, and they have to open it up to privatized healthcare. The United States, we are the top spender of healthcare pharmaceutical research and development. It's not even close, but you pay 2 to 3 times as much, like Josh just said, for basic medicine as Europeans. Why? Because 70% of the profits are from the United States market. Why? Because it's subsidized in Europe. And so it's part of the business model. You, the American worker, pay so that someone in Canada can get an American research created, approved drug, and they get it subsidized by their government as they descend into socialist madness. All the references are available, links in the description. You guys need to know this. When people talk about, I want to help America.
And that is one of the things that I respect the most. And it's one of the reasons why I use them. And I know it's probably exhausting how much I just watch Crowder and them on here, and every now and then I'll kind of zoom out or zone out because he just throws so many facts at you in some of these. And again, he says all of these are listed in the comments, and for today's sources you can go and you can literally go there, and 90% of them are from left-wing sources. So again, that's why I use his video so much about current events. Just because he comes with the facts. Love or hate what he says, love or hate what he does. You can't refute that.
Yes, but we need to look at the international welfare that we provide as well. They suckle at the teat just as much as some inner city person on Snap here getting Fanta and Coca-Cola. You guys need to know that. But now, because of the Chinese propaganda on social media, along with Iranian propaganda, you guys need to know that. Qatar, China, Iran, Russia, Ukraine, Canada, everyone does it on social media. It doesn't mean that it has to be accurate. They spend a lot of money on propaganda and social media, and it seems to be working with China. People now consider the Chinese healthcare model to be the new darling of the internet. Here you go. Here's a collage for you, D14. And people go, oh my gosh, the healthcare is great in China. Mm-hmm. It's awesome in China. Okay. In reality, it looks like this, which is strikingly similar to what I experienced in Canada growing up.
A man in Henan posted a video on February 6 saying that getting a simple blood test at the first affiliated hospital of Zhengzhou University felt suffocating. The scene was so chaotic that several patrol officers wearing helmets were there to maintain order.
So it's an airport.
It's the DMV with cancer.
Hospital in Beijing. The medical maze where one wrong turn could cost you hours. In China, people don't typically see primary care doctors. Whether you need a blood test or need cancer treatment, you go directly to a hospital.
To see a doctor, you have to register first.
Yep.
Then head over to the right
it was called the
department for your
CLSC.
consultation. After that, you follow the doctor's instructions and go to other departments for any necessary tests. Finally, you get your prescription.
I will say
pay
I
the
hate
bill, and pick up
the AI
your
voice.
medication. Major hospitals are packed with
You say
this
you got
many
cola, but
patients
not the
almost every
Fanta?
single day.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's so much better, Steven.
a
So much
liter of
better.
cola?
I imagine why outbreaks are such a thing in China.
I know. Or at a Toronto airport, for crying out loud. That was the first SARS. Yeah, we would have to do that. You guys can go watch the video, and we'll link it in the description, where it was, I think we were waiting for 6 hours with a broken arm, and they didn't see anybody. I wanted to get basic blood work. I said cholesterol, blood pressure, runs in the family. I really would like to get a workup because I've been having issues. They say it's 2 to 3 years to get a family doctor. Go check the graduates from med school. You might be able to get one more quickly.
So insane.
I'd have to miss a day of school or a day of work, go down to the CLSC, the government clinic, take a number, usually try and get there at 5 a.m., wait for 3, 4, 5, sometimes 8 hours. They always played Mr. Bean on a loop. Anyone who used to go to the Charlemagne, you guys know what I'm talking about. And then eventually you might get the blood work back if you were lucky enough to have a doctor. Otherwise, you have to go to another clinic. That's how it worked. That's how healthcare worked there. It was terrible. When I first moved to the United States, I mean, again, I was raised from about 3 or 4 years old in Canada till I was about 18. They were like hotels. I said, wait, someone had to explain to me the concept of like a minute clinic that you guys have. I go, what? So you mean like I have to go into the big hospital? Like, no, there are these clinics where you can just go in and but it's fast. It's like, it's private. You go in and you can see somebody. Well, how long? Like immediately. I'm like, well, can they like do they can do a blood draw.
You're like, how many days does it take? Like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it takes like 30 minutes.
To register? No, to see them.
That didn't exist. It wasn't how I pictured healthcare to be. So you have the empirical and the anecdotal here, but I highly recommend that you prep yourself in knowing the empirical, because people are trying to sell you this false bill of goods, and they know what I've just told you. They're just hoping that you don't look into it. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, you can click around and watch one of these videos on YouTube, or head on over to Rumble and subscribe.
Is this the rat virus? No, it's just talking about the difference between free healthcare and basically our healthcare system here in America, which is very, 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 very flawed, extremely flawed. It's incredible how flawed our healthcare system is. But if you've been in the military, or if you've been in some of these countries that do quote unquote have free healthcare, the wait times and the quality of care you get isn't that great. But then again, the rapid decline of healthcare in America as well, due to a lot of things being politicized, is also dwindling. So that might be how they get you. Anyway, continuing on to the ShoeOnHead Hasan Piker deal. She dropped this yesterday, and I love me a ShoeOnHead video.
The other day, I made a video about the Pragmata video game drama, and covered some insane opinions people were having about it. How the game activated some fatherly instinct in some men, and how people were calling those men creepy incels.
And let's just be clear. There were two reactions. Hasan Diddy bin Laden Pikers, and Mary, whatever the chick from Tim Pool's Culture War. Not Culture War. The pop culture show that Tim Pool has. The one that they claimed was funded by the Russians, but it wasn't really. No, wait. No, that's not even true. That was the Culture War show. Never mind. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got the blonde girl and that chubby dude with the glasses. I don't know their names. I just know that on paper, she should be like the ideal for a dude like me, but she has some of the worst takes of all times, and it's sad because she looks like a Tim Burton character, and it makes me smile. Men gooned me because I flirted with him first, and I liked it. Well, you know.
For having the basic human desire to start a family. A small part of that video was covering far-left Twitch streamer Hasan Piker's awful opinion about it. I will play that segment in its entirety so you have some
Hasan
context.
Piker had a horrible
What's
opinion
really
on
interesting
something.
about this is all of these unfuckable losers in the gaming sphere always talk about like starting families and stuff. And I don't understand like why this has become a thing that they care about. Like, if you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience. You should care about things you actually enjoy, right? If you're a lonely gamer who has never been around a woman and will never have sex with a woman, why do you care? Like, why do you care about having children or like riding for having children? Like, it's just not something that you're gonna experience ever for your life, for the rest of your life, right? This is something that I never understand.
Wow, maybe there's a reason people are yearning to start a family and can't afford to have one and can't seem to find a partner. They feel alienated from their work and atomized from their community. If only there was a political commentator around to speak about all this. Oh well, guess not. First of all, the only care about something if it affects you is extremely libertarian coded and also very weird coming from a guy who understandably wants everybody to care about a genocide that is happening across the ocean. Second of all, what is this nihilistic horseshit? You never aspire for anything, never aim for greatness and meaning. And I love how he's like, unfuckable losers. Like, okay, congrats on the sex, bro. Check out this sex haver over here. I'm sure all those unfuckable losers could easily go to foreign brothels and pay for sex like you, Hasan. Also, 35? No kids? Sitting in his ugly ass $600 Gucci sweater. I swear I've never seen this guy in a fucking normal ass t-shirt. Sitting on his high
Comment in the chat, and this is sarcastic, by the way. A man wanting to be a father is pedophilia, by the way, and they have an eye roll. That's basically what the I don't know. Her name's like Morgan or something. Mary. I don't know. The pale girl with the sunken eyes from that works for Temple. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, which is sad because I follow her, but. She's so pretty, but the things that come out of her mouth are the worst. Anyway, but ShoeOnHead, on the other hand, also very pretty and regularly based, I will say.
Horse looking down at people for wanting something more out of life. I don't understand how someone could be so mentally mind raped that this is their reaction to such like a simple, wholesome concept. That was 3 minutes of a 30-minute long video. I didn't think much of it, I just uploaded it and moved on. The next day I woke up and my YouTube homepage was flooded with videos like ShoeOnHead just ended Hasan, ShoeOnHead destroys Hasan, ShoeOnHead finishes on Hasan. Wait, what?
Sorry, that was
I had
me.
no idea what was going on. And to my surprise, he actually responded back, which then prompted a bunch of new videos. Hasan just had his biggest meltdown. Hasan's biggest meltdown
She's a fan
yet.
of the
ShoeOnHead
legendary
has
series.
completely mind-broken Hasan. His response to me couldn't be that bad, right?
It was.
Right?
What an unbearable f***ing way to exist, dude. Oh, I'm getting all my politics from ShoeOnHead. Ooh, look at me. I'm an emo girl. Ooh, look at me. 4chan guys who are now 38 years old want to fap to me. Why would you openly admit that you listen to ShoeOnHead? What the f*** is wrong with you?
In this video, I'm going to show my raw reaction to his response, and throughout that will be sprinkled in, like, normal commentary. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, I was really debating whether or not to do a response to his response, but, like, everyone else is covering this crash out, so why wouldn't I, the subject of said crash out, cover it myself? Like, there's currently a resolution in Congress to, like, disavow Hasan Piker, the same thing that they did to Nick Fuentes, disavowing private citizens for what they said on the internet. What are we doing here? Does our government really have nothing better to do? Like, there is so much going on in the country right now, so much going on in the world right now. I feel like decades worth of news happens, like,
basically,
every week. Every day there's a breaking story of the most insane stuff you've ever heard in your life. Everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion immediately. But the reality is, when a story first breaks, you're probably not seeing the full picture. And that's why, for 5 years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News. So let's quickly give the news.
We're just gonna
However, this has at least different conclusions. And that's why today, reading this from all and ownership by teen outlets, they cover all facts. But one of my favorite features, news story. Well, here's Canadian Trump 20.
How long is this ad?
I've been using Ground News for better and helps cut through all the noise. But don't just avoid echo chambers and expand your worldview.
It's still happening.
I'm currently offering so go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code here on screen or use the link in the video description down there.
Do that. Support the
Big
shoe.
thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. I can always count on you. Right?
I didn't skip it when I watched it the first time, Shoe. I promise.
Let's get back to this video.
June, look at me.
So I thought it would be fun if someone joined me responding to this because it is so ridiculous. I needed somebody to like bounce off with because I felt like I needed some like emotional moral support because I feel like I'm going insane watching this. So I am joined here today with the lovely Smug Alana, the VTuber, everyone's favorite Oshi.
Hey guys, I'm a JPEG and I would bow, but I can't, so just pretend I am doing it right now.
No, nice bounce.
Well, I mean, it'll get the views in, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, you were on the last ShoeOnHead video. I will literally shoot myself if you bring that shit up in here.
Promises, promises.
Why? What do you want me to do? Myself in the face, not die in the process, but at least lose significant chunks of my brain so I can operate at the same substandard, suboptimal IQ level that ShoeOnHead and her dumb audience operates in, so I can do a regular response to that? Is that what you want me to do?
I mean, it would be entertaining and more entertaining than what you normally.
Still has yet to bring up anything.
0 points. 0 points addressed.
Shoe looking like a female Jeffrey Dahmer in those glasses.
I basically made the same joke in my video about
hold on. I've seen Smug Alana vids, a few of them. Yeah, no, she's pretty entertaining. She's around there with was it Kirsha? I think it's Kirsha. Pretty entertaining.
Giving myself brain damage
Not
so
quite
I could understand.
as entertaining
Trying
as
to
Kirsha,
follow the logic here. Let me just give myself some brain damage.
Imagine being.
Speaking of brain damage, if you watch Kirsha videos when she's drunk or on something, especially when she's guest starring on other things like side scrollers, it's pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie.
That chatter, like, hey Hasan, did you check out this video? Do you want me?
Ooh, look at me. I'm an emo girl, and I change my politics all the time. Ooh.
Time out.
One, she doesn't really change it that often. Two, if she does, it's called growth.
Hold on. For me, it's the wild way that he frames having nuanced opinions, like, depending on the subject. Like, God forbid you disagree with Hasan Piker, the arbiter of correct opinions of the internet.
I do not have that many videos. I have like 100 videos in the span of like a decade. You could go randomize and click on any of those videos and you wouldn't be able to tell if it was made today or 10 years ago. Which, honestly, I shouldn't be bragging about. But, okay, my point is, I haven't
they've been
changed
entertaining.
that
They've entertained
much. And the things I have changed my mind about, I'm very open about. The way he's framing people changing their minds, changing their political opinions over time as, like, a bad thing is bizarre. Especially as a guy whose goal is, I assume, to change people's mind politically. He's totally for.
Hold on. Question in the chat. Also, you wouldn't mind if the episode is talking about an episode of Fox in Space, which is like a Star Fox parody. You wouldn't mind if it's 40 minutes long, do you? It's better than the first. If it's as long as it's entertaining and it can like grab my attention for that long, no, 100%, I'm here for it. But if I start to get bored, I may saunter off. Yeah, Alana's tail looks very huggable. I'm sure it is. Yeah. I mean, you could give her a hug, and then the tail could just pass over and hold you. Anyway, sorry.
People changing their minds politically, but only when they change their mind to agree with him. He supports people changing their mind as new information presents itself. He supports iDubbbz apologizing for the crime of being funny 5 years ago. But when it comes to me changing my mind on like 3 things over the course of a decade, that's bad. Like, yes, I've changed on a few things, obviously. From the ages 23 to 35, yes, your opinions are gonna change a little sometimes.
No way, really?
Like, you probably don't believe the same things you believed like 10 years ago.
No, absolutely not. Well, I think in that video that you talked about, I don't know, I remember like a couple of months ago, you were like, I had a baby, and then I lived in the city, and then I was like, man, maybe safety and putting money into the police isn't that bad, you guys. And maybe that was different when you were like 20 or 25.
Right, exactly. Like, when I was living in like sheltered suburbs, I was like, ACAB, f the police. And then you live, and then you're an adult with a child, and you live in the city, and it's like, oh, actually, no, we need more police.
Never mind.
I just confuse terminally left-right brained people. I always have. Hyper-partisan people absolutely hate me because they can't just like put me into a neat little box and then smash that box with a hammer. Hasan usually can hand wave away critics like, oh, they're just an Israel shill, they're just a Zionist. He can't do that with me. He hand waves them away by calling them neocons or neoliberals. He can't do that with me. Alt-right incels. He can't do that with me. So what does he do? He malfunctions and starts calling me emo. Like, okay, man, you got me. Emo is when eyeliner, I guess. In the hyper-partisan...
And this is what most people try with me, too. They try to do all the things. They try to say that I'm alt-right, which, by the way, alt-right is probably one of the most misused terms. It was something that was originally meant that for conservatives that were trying to branch out and do the thing that people on the left have been wanting them to do forever, which was moderate a bit and break off from what is now known as the rhinos, or even the what's it called, the swamp Republicans. It was people who were wanting to branch out and become, good Republicans that we could deal with, and then it got hijacked by what is now known as the alt-right. Well, it was at least labeled by the left. Because of a few choice phrases uttered by people like Milo Yiannopoulos and Nick Fuentes pre-Charlie Kirk, and then of course Richard Spencer and a bunch of actual white supremacists, and it was all hijacked from there. So I don't know. This whole thing and people trying to label me as that just because I don't go party line down the left, and more I find myself relating to John Fetterman, probably because I too have brain damage, but it's just like I said, little by little over time, I've just been seeing the cracks in the armor, if you will, and again, it all started just by me seeing that John Kerry was making George Bush look less stupid. He's still stupid, but I was just like, why would we put this against it? It's almost like they wanted Bush to win for a second term. And then Kerry, for being a good boy and taking that dive for the team, I guess, was put in positions of power that he really didn't deserve. Like, we can all agree. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, Rubio's way better at this than Kerry ever was. Anyway, continuing.
In mind, it is completely impossible to hold several non-contradictory opinions at the same time, like wanting free healthcare but also wanting a strong border. Like, to me, those aren't contradictory whatsoever. In fact, that works together. You don't want to override your healthcare system, right? Your focus should be American citizens. Like, in their mind, like, Denmark doesn't exist, right? They think like, oh, if you think unions are important, you must also be for minors having HRT. Like, no. If you believe in public transportation, you also have to believe in abolishing prisons. Like, no. Sorry, no. I don't know how my ideology is confusing. I don't know how they see that as, like, flip-flopping or being a grifter. When to me, it's, like, completely normal, common sense stuff. Like, you can't have a country in decay like this. You can't. It will not be fixed by people like Hasan telling young men not to aspire for anything and saying stupid shit, like telling people it's cool to...
Hold on. I just gotta say, I love you, Leaflet. You're so Sorry, ShoeOnHead in this shirt, and then the glasses. They put a little hat and a bat, and all of a sudden now you've got... Oh, anyway. I just happened to see that.
Would you?
Had to share. Had to share.
I'm pro stealing from big corporations.
Like, what in the fucking LARP is that?
I'm so cool.
Yeah, stealing is
Stealing's
so
the
cool,
best.
dude. Let's just steal from big corporations so those big corporations move out of that community. And then that community turns into a crime-ridden, unsafe shithole ghost town. And a food desert. Like, yeah, bro, you're really fighting the man. Listen, you can tell people that billionaires are the real enemy until you are blue in the face, and it might be true, but Jeff Bezos isn't the one stabbing them on a train, you know? You can't have a peaceful, functioning, socialist, or even social democratic society with the delusional social policies of Hasan Piker. You just can't. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on a tangent. It's just so funny he sees my politics as, like, incoherent, when to me, his politics are the ones that are incoherent. The video was barely political. My response to him was about his, like, nihilistic mindset when it comes to young men. Because for years, we had to watch the media shove this guy down our throat like he was the Joe Rogan of the left. Ooh, he was gonna save young men from the alt-right pipeline. By the way, this guy is never going to be the Joe Rogan of the left because, like, Joe Rogan, at least Joe Rogan from years ago, I don't know about now, was all about listening to other people's beliefs and hearing other people's opinions. Hasan does not do that. Hasan closes his ears and goes, la la la, I can't hear you, you're stupid, I'm smart. For years, we had to listen to how this guy is gonna push young men away from the GOP. They are leaving the GOP, but they're not going to the Democrats, and I don't know if they're going to the left either. But anyway, my video was not political. In fact, the only part that, like, was political was the part where I agree with Hasan about the genocide in Gaza.
If you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience.
Very weird coming from a guy who understandably wants everybody to care about a genocide that is happening across the ocean.
My point there was, you can't be telling young men to only care about things that directly affect them and then make it your life mission to tell those same young men to care about things that don't directly affect them.
Do you want me to lose chunks of my brain? Do you want me to John Fetterman myself so I can understand the compelling argument that ShoeOnHead makes? One that should have been...
Just real quick, it's funny, like, I've gotten Jarbo to respond to me a couple times. Is it funny that I'm not starstruck at all? Like, I know he's just a YouTuber and a really, really old YouTuber who's desperately clinging to any kind of semblance of, like, notoriety. But he barely gets more views than I do, and the only time he gets any views is when he jumps on the opposing side of a certain situation. Like, he's jumping on Nerdrotics here for the Chrissy Mayer situation, and the quartering situation, and the whole, you know, telling Chrissy Mayer that, you know, she can't be on one show, or she needs to, you know, do this or figure her thing out, or, hey, TikTok, I just stole something, am I hip now? Sorry, that was in the chat. The second episode focuses on James and Wolf side by side. Oh, nice.
Left in the dustbin of history all the way back in 2016.
As if opinions from 2016 aren't still here today that are good.
Literally, technically, I mean, I'll put my stats on the screen. I am literally more relevant today than 2016. Like, more people are watching. So these aren't opinions from 2016. These are opinions from now, Hasan. People disagree with you now.
Look at me. As an emo girl, 4chan guys who are now 38 years old want to fap to me.
He's 35, by the way.
Wait, 4chan guys want to fap to me? Wait, I thought it was super cool and progressive to have, like, an army of men who simp for you online. That's not very woke of you, Hasan.
First of all, I like how he used the word fap.
That's so old, isn't it? It's like gooning now.
Yes, it's gooning. Come on. Come on, get with the times. It should have been left in 2016, Hasan. Come on. If this was said by anyone else, he would be calling it misogynistic and sexist, but it's being said by someone with the hive mind approved opinion, so it's okay. It's called dark woke, chud. We decided to become more hypocritical and annoying. You wouldn't get it. If I was getting paid for men to fap to me like many of his friends and ex-girlfriend porn star do for a living, that would be fine, he would support it. But
that is true. All of the people in his direct orbit are at most OnlyFans models, a couple of actual porn stars, and at least former titty streamers who do nothing but smoke a bunch of pot, which I have nothing against, but also constantly expand past the point of any semblance of reality, which means that her gut has surpassed the tatas, which is all she's ever been known for, and saying incels over and over again. Am I talking about Casey Tron? Yes.
Since I don't do that and I'm just like a normal YouTuber, it's a way to insult and degrade me. It is interesting though how Hasan uses unfuckable as an insult to hurl towards men and fuckable as an insult to hurl towards women. I think it was Bell Hooks that once argued that patriarchy harms men by reducing their worth to status and conquest, while women are harmed by being reduced to only their desirability and being conquered. You should not be getting feminism mogged by someone who does not call themselves a feminist, Hasan. Not a good look, buddy. And also, bro, you thirst trap more than I ever have in my entire life. You are on the cover of JQ. JQ?
GQ?
You are on the cover of GQ in a f***ing
Hey,
hot tub.
Yanuka.
I will put the picture up there as censored as I can, just to shield everyone's eyes.
Like a little rubber ducky on his pee-pee.
Like, and the funny thing is, he's only slightly in better shape than I am, and I'm not in great shape. Like, if I worked out for like 2 or 3 weeks, I would be in the exact same shape as Hasan. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that.
You are spread eagle in a magazine. Let me read this to you. Let me read what this journalist said. Are you ready for this? Here's how Hasan Piker starts each day, working out, shooting the shit. It's Monday, 8:30 a.m. and we're in the backyard of a house in West Hollywood where there's a makeshift private gym with benches, pull-down machines, and dumbbells galore. This is where 34-year-old political influencer keeps his thirsted after body fit.
What? By the way, written by a male, too. And I'm just like, I would have thought it was, yes, I'm pretty sure.
He strips his shirt off. An army of girls and gays would kill to be where I am now.
The
next to Piker as he pants in a pair of neon shorts with black Calvin Klein boxers poking out.
The socialist, by the way.
Sunlight glistening off the sweat beading on his chest hairs. So when it's women and gays thirsting after you, then it's a good thing. But God forbid straight men find you attractive. This is the dude that has to keep his girlfriend a secret like some kind of K-pop star so he can like be e-boyfriend for his parasocial female fans. I'm always talking about being married, like when I'm in a relationship, I'm gonna talk about being in a relationship, whatever. I'm the whore, not the one playing e-boyfriend. Look at
You're covered up! You can make the argument with me. When people say like, oh, well, she's just a pair of anime tits on the screen. Okay, fair point. However,
I mean, aren't we all?
Shue doesn't even like have anything that she wears in her YouTube
video.
videos that are like
Probably.
revealing. Like she's
Hey,
very
Backwoods, welcome to
moderate.
the party, pal.
Wait, hold on, sorry. My dad is calling. Wait.
Dad, put me on the phone with him. Hey, we're busy. The left in a MAGA body, bro. That always stuck with me.
A progressive mind in a MAGA body. What do they even mean by that?
Being attractive and eating healthy and working out is right wing. What?
In a MAGA body, like, which is kind of hilarious that they would say it that way, because I mean, I'm from the South, so most of the ones that I know are a bunch of fat dudes wearing overalls with great big woolly beards and 3 teeth. But I'm sorry, I might be projecting, but it is hilarious that they're kind of like they're complimenting them and that like they're saying that that's what they want, but they want someone who agrees with them on everything, or at least pretends to.
What the f are we smoking?
For like a good 3 years, there was this really weird campaign to make Hasan Piker like the face of progressive masculinity in a bizarre attempt to move men to the left. A progressive in a MAGA body, they said, which like, what the f did they mean by that? Hey guys, we're not all ugly dysgenic freaks. Look, there's one of us who's attractive. Yeah. What? Mr. Piker's success on camera, in some part, has been aided by the fact that he is, by conventional standards, a very handsome man. He is 6 feet 4 inches tall and built like a professional athlete. A square jaw, a beard, and a head of thick dark hair. It's the one aspect many of my haters can't shake, Mr. Piker said of his appearance in a Twitch broadcast last year. They can't turn around and be like, you're not hot. Indeed, tens of thousands of viewers may watch his videos for his political views, but many also tune in.
You're aesthetically pleasing. What does that have to do with anything? Nobody cares except for a bunch of like Twitch thoughts that you have in your direct orbit, and their cuck boyfriends, who most of them just sit there while their girlfriends gush over you, sometimes probably literally. But then at the same time, his once girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, did that when he was on a gay dude's podcast, and they were talking like, "Oh yeah, if you were straight, I'd totally ravage you." And Hasan's just sitting there, just like, "Is this what iDubbbz goes through every time I'm around him and his wife?" Anyway.
For their view of Mr. Piker himself, whose social media
Was that a
profiles
little too
are
on the
littered
nose?
with suggestive images of his muscly body in states of undress, or thirst traps, as the pictures are known. Some of his fans scrape, screenshot, clip, and repackage them into fan cams that travel across the internet, glorifying Mr. Piker's appearance and indirectly his beliefs. That is yet again another mainstream article saying one of the only reasons people watch Hasan is because he's attractive, and that he uses his appearance.
No, I'm saying that some people find them to be so. Like, at least 5-10 years ago, like, he was one of those dude bros. He's basically PC Principal from South Park. Okay, he's like, what? Are you not PC, bro? Are you not PC, bro? And then you'll introduce him to a Jimmy, like, you know, the little dude with the crutches from South Park, and he'll just be like, you're retarded, and he'll sit there like, don't know what to do. It's the same way he feels with old ShoeOnHead here. ShoeOnHead is the commie mommy herself, okay? She's an old Bernie sis, I guess. And that's S-I-S, not C-Y-S. But no, a lot of people find Hasan Piker to be aesthetically pleasing. Probably because he's rich and he used to be super buff, and he says all of the leftist talking points. I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, it's absolutely insane how they claim to want one thing, leftist people, and then they turn around and go for the MAGA body with the liberal mind. But anyway.
And thirst traps to gain a following. So
also, he looks like he's probably furrier than Robin Williams.
Is that what this is? Is he like insecure about his thirst traps and his reputation of being nothing but eye candy? And listen, I'm not delusional, okay? Obviously, your looks can help take you further in life, online and offline. Like, if I was morbidly obese or hideously ugly, I probably wouldn't have like half the following I have. You can easily say the same thing for Hasan. But at least I organically collected my simps and didn't have some like astroturfed glaze fest propping me up for years as some kind of like political sex symbol. Embarrassing.
Guys who are now 38 years old want to fap to me.
He's 35,
You mean 3 years older than us, Hasan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, the people that are in my demographic.
And what's so funny is like his little fangirls were coming at me on Twitter like, you're nearly 40 and you dress like a Hot Topic cashier. Like, and Hasan
He's
and I are
nearly
the exact
42,
same age. I
yeah.
think we're a month apart in age. And like, look how he...
And this is funny. Make the rich pay. He is the rich. He's not the uber wealthy. But it's always funny how people are like the millionaires and the billionaires until they become the millionaires, and then they're just like, the billionaires. Leave us millionaires alone. Looking at you, every actor that's ever existed, at least the ones that we've heard of. You remind me of that Tourette Syndrome episode of this man said, piss coming from my ass.
He dresses. We are literally co-workers at the Hot Topic, okay?
People like ShoeOnHead are basically a humanoid version of a f***ing Reddit aggregator.
Reddit? Reddit hates
That's his
me.
fan base.
Literally 80% of his audience are f***ing Redditors. Are we f***ing for real right now?
Bro is loved on Reddit. Like, why didn't he say
Oh, funny you should say that. Most of the t-shirts he has, like, do you remember how, like, I don't know how old you guys are, but, like, I'm around 40, we'll say. Back in the day, you would see, like, Abercrombie and Fitch shirts, and they were literally, like, $60, $80 shirts. Or, sorry, like, $10, $20 shirts with a $60, $80 logo on it. That's basically what he's wearing. He's wearing, like, some of them are $200, $300 shirts, okay? Shirts that only rich people can afford to buy. Like the outfit that he wore to Cuba was about $5-6 grand when it's all said and done, not including the electronics. It's fascinating.
4chan or Twitter. He's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, he can't even banter or do the jokes correctly.
Unironically, I think this entire rant, this clip, just sounds like if you were just to post the question, what do you think of ShoeOnHead on r/politics, and then read the—
Am I the only one that thinks that a lot of these, and I love VTubers, and I'm not trying to trash them, but a couple of them, like this Smugalana, Kersha, and at least the ones that aren't hard lefties, always sound a little tipsy. I don't know if it's just where they're from or what, but Leaflet said she might make a video of them working at Hot Topic during her stream last night. I need to start watching Leaflet's streams. I really, really do. I've seen Leaflet on side scrollers, and I follow them on X. I might start watching their streams.
The comment section.
Yes.
It's just angry Reddit-coded malding. You want to know the worst part? This is the best thing you could come up with. This is the best you could do.
Jesus Christ. What an unbearable f***ing way to exist, dude. Oh, I'm getting all my politics from ShoeOnHead. If you're getting your politics from a person
As
like
opposed to someone who gets
ShoeOnHead,
their politics
you
from
should be
Hasan Diddy bin
embarrassed.
Laden Piker.
What do you mean, get your politics from ShoeOnHead? I don't expect my audience to get their politics from me. I expect them to be entertained, to laugh, to think, to engage with the discourse at hand. I don't try to, like, pass off as someone you should get your politics from. I don't think my audience should get their politics from me or any YouTuber for that matter. I think they should do their own research, come to their own conclusions. I just say my opinions, and people are free to agree or disagree. Hasan, on the other hand, like, really thinks he's some serious political commentator. Bro, you're a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, he's not a serious
I'm a
person.
YouTuber. But that's the difference between you and I. I know what I am.
Oh my God.
Oh, speaking of streamers, so Jarbo, Mundane Matt Jarbo said something about, I can't remember, he had commented something about streamers being the worst, and I said, you're kind of projecting there, aren't you, buddy? And he's like, oh my God, I'm not a streamer. I mean, I do stream sometimes, but I'm not a streamer. I'm like, you stream. It's not what you're known for. It's not what you make the most money for. Let's face it, you don't really make any money. The guy has barely more views than I do, and like, yeah, and he gets barely more clicks than I do on X. Like, he's maybe twice as much, which isn't a lot. I'll just say, like, I have a few steadfast people. Like, I love all of you. Yanuka, Shapeshifter, welcome to the party, Backwoods, and whoever the silent fourth is there. But it's pretty hilarious. Just arguing with Mundane Matt, someone who was fairly big 10, 12 years ago and is now grasping at straws to try to regain, not even retain, regain any kind of relevance. Sorry, but we're talking about Hasan Piker. Let's get back to it.
The things I want to say to people like this.
Then say it.
Say it. Say it, pussy. Did he change into a suit because I made fun of his Gucci shirt?
Like, you can literally see him scanning his chat of domestic terrorists, like Redditor for insults, right?
This is.
By the way, he says that he wears the suits because it makes his head look bigger, because everyone's always talking about how he's got such a small little peanut head. So, and I was just thinking, oh wow, he looks like he's got a regular sized head.
So lazy.
I find it more compelling when someone deconstructs why you're being stupid. I swear, I think if he had an audience that thought it was okay, he would obviously bring up that you're a girl. Stupid woman. It's like he's fighting his bro, like, instincts.
He's reverting back to bro tips, Hasan Piker.
Yeah.
This week's bro tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. This is a classic example of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. You turn out to be a slut who's craving.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is him back when he was. I'm pretty sure this is when he was on the Young Turks. He was the worst part, and back then, this is literally when he was just a dude, bro. And then he turned into PC Principal. His head looks like something.
For attention, and then I tend to pick you up at a bar late night and bang you out on the first date.
All his insults I've already 8-miled him on, because I've already made fun of the fact that my eyeliner is from 2008. I'm in no position to talk about style. I still do my makeup like it's 2009. I already made fun of the fact that you shouldn't get your politics from me. If you were going to ShoeOnHead for political information, you are deep fried.
He never...
And comment in the chat. Most of these people claim they are far right and are more lefty than I am. No, exactly. Like Candace Owens, and anyone who's watched this for more than an episode knows that I deeply don't like Candace Owens. She is a lefty, as a matter of fact. She's been a lefty ever since she did Social Autopsy back when Reagan was the main guy as far as the anti-SJW crowd. Back when ShoeOnHead first started, as a matter of fact. Yeah, like that was crazy. And then she dropped out for a little bit, rebranded, and then came back with Turning Point USA next to Charlie Kirk. And the rest is history. And then Tucker Carlson, I've never liked. Megyn Kelly, I mean, she used to have trans kids on whatever that little show she had was. A lot of these people are pretty far left. There is no horseshoe theory. They're only leftist posing as the right, trying to muss things up and divide them, and it seems to be working. But they're tagging on to people like Nick Fuentes, and thankfully Fuentes sees through them, but he utilizes them when he can to get a little bit more notoriety. Love that dude or hate him, he's pretty smart when it comes to his interviews at the very least. Candace Owens is the absolute worst, dude. Like she's always been crazy. She's got the dead eyes, as I like to say.
For self-insults, like you can make jokes about yourself. Like I've joked about a million times. Like,
also, look online at her mispronouncing words. It's like morning affirmations. And sorry.
Like, oh, I'm a 400-pound man behind an avatar. Like it's funny. Like who gives a f? I feel like just takes himself way too seriously. The most popular streamers, every single one that I can name that are at the top with Twitch with Hasan, every single one of them at least like makes jokes about their appearance.
Exactly.
Aspen talks about how he's bald and doesn't have any teeth. He leaves himself so exposed to being made fun of, and then he wonders why everybody makes fun of him. Like just join in. It's part of being a human being.
And you have to make fun of yourself. I have a very large head, and I've always been told that I look like I pose for bobbleheads. People say that if they get a very large truck, they want me to stand on their dash. And I'm 6'1", so it'd have to be a really big truck. Shue is great. She is who she is and doesn't pander. Exactly. Like, that's one of the reasons why I've always watched her. I fell off for a little bit when she started doing the Hell World thing. I think it was toward the end of Trump's first term, or maybe it was during the Biden years or something. I don't know. I fell off because she was doing a lot more with she was seeing the Armored Skeptic at the time, and I don't know, they were kind of getting a little too. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna stop watching because here I am sad and alone. No, I'm just playing. But it was COVID, and I was trying to get a couple of things done at the time, and then pop back in, and now she's like married, and she was pregnant or something. It was kind of jarring, but no, I've been a steadfast, minus probably about a year or two gap of ShoeOnHead since she started, pretty much. With the what was it? The Oppression Olympics was one of her first videos, or at least the one that blew up.
Good luck, dude.
Thanks.
No, yeah, like I look like, I mean, that's what it would be back in the day. These days it would be, do I pose for those little pop figures? But I do. I can't wear hats. One size fits all my ass.
Wait, Crash, now you like to wipe the drool off his mouth.
Should
he's like frothing.
Frothing at the mouth like a bulldog.
All right, so then we got one of these Hasan orbiters. It's a former booby streamer. This is Casey Tron.
Oh yeah, Casey Tron.
Oh my god, I cannot stand this girl. This ShoeOnHead.
Hold on, I bet she sells. I bet she sells. She sells. I bet she says incels like 50 times. Which, by the way, Casey Tron, as a former booby streamer, that's pretty much the only reason you make money. Okay. Just because you got some of them to change politics with you doesn't elevate them over any of the other ones who very actively know that you're kind of disgusting.
girl, pick me woman.
ShoeOnHead and her dumb audience.
Her dumb audience of incels. Like, I don't know. It's like ShoeOnHead, if you like care so much about these incels, go one.
This is such a self-report for being a retarded.
Exactly.
Like, I love the implication
If you like
too,
them
that
so
like
much,
Casey
why don't you
Brown
fuck
thinks
one?
the only way you can truly care about men is if you have sex with them. Does this thought process just come free with not having a father?
Like, she's
figure?
married.
Do I have
She's
to have
not
unresolved.
she's not sad and alone like certain former booby streamers who are now constantly expanding with all the snacks and hanging out with Froggen.
Daddy issues to comprehend this.
Is that problematic for me to say?
No, it's just retarded.
Yeah, exactly. Hi.
Like, prove you care so much about these incels and their inability to get sex. Go one. Oh, wait, you won't? Because you're just grifting to them? Like, you don't even want to get with them either. But you'll condemn other women for not wanting to who you don't want to
She's never condemned anyone.
When did I ever condemn women for not wanting to people? What is it? Hat on foot again. Hat on foot making YouTube videos from Earth 2 about how women owe men sex. What
She's
the
really
fuck is
fantasizing.
Why is everything sex with these people too? Like, everything is sex. You talk about the human desire.
Booby streamers are basically Twitch thoughts. They're like the person who is just streaming and doesn't really do anything. They just kind of talk to the chat and like lean over or say, hey, if you do this, then I'll stand up and bend over in front of the camera. Yeah, it's which is weird because Twitch is a 13 over platform, and every now and then you'll get one of these and they'll pop up on your feed, even though like Hasan Piker pops up on my Twitch feed all the time, and I don't watch anything like him. But they'll pop up and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's what's going on here. They're not doing anything. They're not playing anything. They're just talking about what they'll do if they get to the next dollar amount. It's pretty much like a cam girl, but it's all of the like PG-13 stuff to try to get you to their R-rated stuff. Yeah.
To like create a family and have a legacy, and they're like, sorry you can't get laid, incel. Sorry you can't get pussy.
Says the chick that sits in her room all day and smokes weed until she's numb.
People. Are you being serious? Dog, what are you...
If you look up the dangers of smoking marijuana in like a Kids Dare pamphlet, there's just a picture of Casey Tron's face.
Exactly.
You're happily married and have a child, but because some fat retard on Twitter thinks you're a grifter, you're gonna need to a bunch of random men to prove them wrong. What do you just have to do? Like a weekly raffle? Pull a random inside of how do you verify that?
And again, Casey Tron used to be kind of based a little bit. And then I don't know if she just let like all the fame go to her head, but like she would actually play video games and do this and that. And when she was actually playing the video games, she was kind of interesting. But then she went on strictly to the booby streamer type stuff, and I was just like, I'm cool. And then like fast forward a couple of years, and this is what she's become. Just someone who just smokes a lot of weed on stream and doesn't even comment on half the things playing in front of her. Like me, I'll have my little moments where I just kind of zone out because, you know, ADHD mixed with the stuff that I take to try to quell or hone my ADHD into something interesting. Sometimes gives me a dial tone, I guess. But yeah, nah, she's famous for the... like, you know how there's chair streamers like Hasan, where he'll just get up and leave something playing while he runs to the bathroom or does something in the other room? Well, she's a stare streamer, which is where she'll just stare blankly at the camera and just kind of zone out and let things happen, and she'll do that for like 10-15 minutes and then take another bong rip. Imagine if someone would say to Hasan, if he cares about illegal immigrants, why won't you marry one so they'll have legal status? I mean, that's not a bad way to go about it. But he won't do that because he enjoys being single too much, because he hangs out with a bunch of thoughts and he cucks all of his friends. Poor iDubbbz. Remember when he was worth something?
Subscriber number 20? Yeah. I stand by what I said. ShoeOnHead should be thanking me for giving her and her incel following. Said it again, award!
Yep.
Said it again,
Incel! It's like a parrot, man.
What? Incel!
You know Jafar from Disney?
Hassan is Jafar, and like,
yeah.
Sitting on there, she's like, what? Incel! And he's like, good girl, yes, giving her a cracker.
Yeah, here's your cracker.
So once again, people in his chat brought up my video. He has not responded to it. He has not made a single point. Called me emo, called...
You hated how ADHD meds made you like a zombie. Yeah, that's why they either did that or they either made me a zombie or made me kind of like cracky. And I didn't like either feeling. So I started taking... I hate to say it because I hate the name of it, but I started taking On It Alpha Brain. And it's got just the perfect mix of L-theanine and... Hold on. This isn't... And I'm not sponsored by these guys because I don't have sponsors yet. But it's got like L-tyrosine and L-theanine and some other stuff. But it really helps me focus. Like... Because I've been hitting the head a lot, and I did a lot of drugs in my 20s, and I'm just kind of a weird dude. I was raised... My room that I grew up in from ages like 5 until 18... Before we moved in, it was literally a meth lab. So there was probably trace amounts everywhere, and I would wake up, and it was in a breakaway hatch behind my closet that I never knew about. So yeah, like, I'm out there. I'm kind of a weird dude. But it helps me focus, and it helps me to where I can at least hone my insanity into some semblance of humor, mostly. He's already married to his loyal fan base. Too late for that. Hasan is an incel. He kind of is, considering incel has no meaning anymore. They're literally calling everyone that, including people who are married with kids. They say Smash JT is an incel. He's kind of a dork, but he's married with kids. Hasan is looking for the diamond in the rough. Well, I hope he finds that diamond because all the people around him look pretty rough.
Me irrelevant, but he didn't call me wrong.
Casey Tron and Froggen.
They never call you wrong. They call you emo, but they'll never call you wrong.
Did you see what ShoeOnHead responded on Twitter? No. Also, what? Who cares?
Dude, that laugh is killing me.
Yes, who cares?
Like it's kind of like, I can't think of the movie, but the closest I can think to it, but this isn't the one I was thinking, is it kind of reminds me of when Charlie does a bunch of paint and he just starts laughing for no reason. It's kind of like that.
Bro.
Or the mean
the fake laugh.
roll chin
What is
laugh.
going on?
What are you guys talking about, man?
What are you guys talking about?
Bro, I'm literally over here talking about how I'm doing a rally with someone who's running in Philadelphia.
I'm out here doing the revolution, okay? Like, that's cute, Hasan. That's adorable.
He's not a politician, man. The majority of the people that know your name only ever heard of you because you electrocuted your dog live on stream.
Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop.
Does he not understand?
Yeah, exactly. And it says Shoe is way too cheerful to be emo. Yeah, but the thing about emo girls was they stole most of their style from goth chicks, but they did it wrong. But she's way too cheerful to be goth too. But again, goth isn't a clothing style. Emo kind of took that and made it into a clothing style. But goth's a frame of mind. Like I've always been, and most of the people I surround myself have like a goth element to them. They're dark and dreary. But at the same time, I'm very high energy. But I make a lot of like I make a lot of dark jokes. I love dark humor. Like when I was at my grandma's funeral, and my grandma was she was one of the most important people in the world to me. She was someone who was always just like, just be who you are. Who cares? Like, you're awesome. And she was a total dick to most other people, especially the generation between us. But when she died, and she was laying there after being embalmed, I noticed that she kind of looked like the old vampire from the Underworld series. And I walk up to my cousin, who's female, and I whisper in her ear, I was like, "Look at Nana." And then I started singing the song that old man sang from Love Actually. And she just looks at me and she goes, "You do not say that to Grandpa." It's like, I'm not a monster. It's just for us. But anyway, in the chat, was it Casey Tron who sniffed his bed? Probably, but at least she didn't shit his bed like Amber Heard. I have a bit of an emo personality minus the clothing and makeup. I mean, you know, people get sad sometimes. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with it, just as long as you don't, you know, do anything drastic. And just know that we love you here and you have friends.
And that 95% of his fan base are terminally online Redditors. Like, they don't give a fuck about your rally bro in the background over here. They want you to call ShoeOnHead a Nazi to validate their hatred and their feelings.
Whatever the ShoeOnHead said.
He's got the Seth Rogen laugh.
No, you're joking. Stop.
Hasan is pissed because, like, he's finally out doing something in the real world, and the only thing people care about, the only thing people are talking about in regards to him online right now is this. And you know what? To be, like, completely fair, which is something these people would never do for me, this was a better response than his first response. He's basically just like, I don't care, I'm busy doing, like, real things in the real world. Okay, fair enough, understandable, have a nice day. But then, then he says this.
Talk to me when...
Hold on. Another comment in the chat, by the way. Pippo, another VTuber, got a guy who was supposed to go on Hasan's stream, and he was visibly upset. Let me do the Donkey Kong laugh. Exactly, yeah. It's the Seth Rogen. Anyway.
When we got the wiki feed ratings up for ShoeOnHead, okay? What's their wiki feed looking like?
What?
Okay,
That's weird.
What is going on? Did I listen to what that woman said? No, absolutely not. Let me know if I can see her feet, though.
What?
Honestly,
Yeah,
it
what
would
the
be
feet
Giga
do?
Chat if it came from anyone funny or likable.
Like, if the chatter didn't even bring it up, why did you bring up WikiFeed?
I know. By the way, if you guys don't know, WikiFeed is a website where people upload pictures of, like, celebrities' feet. Let's look up Hasan's foot
Oh my, no way. He's got his bare tootsies online.
Wait! I have a higher feet score than Hasan. Is this what this is about?
He's mad?
He's been foot-mogged.
By the way, never addressed anything you said. Never even attempted to refute a point you made. Just starts going on about, like, WikiFeed.
If I sold feet pics, if I sold pictures of my feet, would he use this as an insult? No, because he's Mr. Sex Positive, Mr. Sex Work is Real Work, Mr.
It's
Brothel
sex
Boy.
work, yeah. I'm making a difference, unlike Shoe and her stupid video. Also, did you know she's stupid?
She's stupid. Don't go watch the video. Don't go watch it, guys. She's stupid.
Also, her feet are kind of nice looking.
The craziest part about all of this was after his crash out and, like, after everyone was making fun of him.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what WikiFeet was until this. Still don't 100% know, but I know it exists, and frankly, that's too much.
He gets on Twitter and he's like, I've yet to watch any of her content.
But no, I agree. Like, that's the fact that he would bring up WikiFeet unprompted is kind of incel behavior. I'm surprised Casey Tron hasn't said that, but she won't because that's daddy. Stopped him from going on. Exactly. Yeah, WikiFeet. I guess it's like Wikipedia, but for feet, for famous folk. Anyway, but from here, yeah, Hasan says, I've yet to watch any of her content.
Excuse me? So what the f are you basing all of this on? How am I stupid? How do I change my politics? How am I just an emo girl that...
Okay, so one of two things has to be true about Hasan. Either one, he gets all of his opinions on all the things from his chat, who watch things for him and tell him how to feel because he's, what's it called, audience captured. Or two, he does watch it, but he lies about it, which, considering the fact that he said that lying is OP, it could go either way.
men fap to. Either A,
he's lying and he has seen my content, or B, he's just blindly repeating things he's seen other people say about me. Either way, it's pathetic. He's stuck between like wanting to be above it all. Ugh, I don't even know who that is. I'm out here doing the revolution, and wanting to tear me down. But he can't do both. So as it stands right now, what he's saying is that he has literally never heard me speak. He just looked at me and went, "Woman online must be a whore." Which honestly, not a bad guess.
People should be more embarrassed, okay? What happened to shame?
Oh, wait. I find it
He's saying this, his side of things
the
is...
guy who used chain lightning on his dog live on stream in front of thousands of people and then lied about it and gaslit everybody, thinks that anyone else needs to be embarrassed about anything. Like, you've spent your entire career, the better part of a decade plus, being a political commentator, but the only thing that the majority of the internet knows you for is zapping your dog for stepping off its 4 square foot cot that you've designated for it. That's your legacy, Hasan.
Shock my dog, I can't stop, yeah.
Like, obviously...
If you haven't seen it, look up Hasan Shock My Dog, and you'll find that video. It's actually pretty good. Which is funny that parody music is better than some actual music.
He watched the video and something in it really had him rattled.
AI
like,
generated,
was
by the
it
way.
the brothel thing? Was it the clock meme? Because if it was the clock meme, that was a joke, okay? We're the same age, Hasan. It is not too late. This is all not that serious. I just thought it was really funny and everybody was asking for a response video. So there's your response video. I also just want to make it clear that if he responds, I will not be responding back unless it's something absolutely insane that requires a response. I refuse to get caught in the Hasan Piker content loop. I will leave that to the professional Hasan Piker farmers. There are people who have made diabolical wealth off of farming
did you
this
hear
guy,
that?
okay?
That means she watches the legendary series with more Pegasus. We already know she watches Nux. She's called out Nux a couple of times. But she popped more Pegasus in earlier in this, and then she said Diabolical the same way that Pegasus says Diabolical. So it's cool that that's actually kind of adorable the way that she's frozen there. Anyway,
I am but a humble culture war farmer.
Sorry,
I am
it's
but a
my
humble
inner incel
gender
coming out.
war farmer. And my crops
call
are
it an
dying. I must
outcel.
get back to them. They're calling him the corniest man alive. The final boss of performative male feminism. The human Brian Griffin. This is like when like a hot
I
girl
do
has
like
like
the
a
Brian
video
Griffin
game
thing.
controller and she's like licking it. She's like,
Yes, or like with the cat ears, the little headset with the cat ears. I love that there's not just one picture, it's two.
It's funny
in
that she has
different
cat ears on her
shots.
avatar.
So like, it's like, dude, can you just take a picture of me like holding it and then like putting it down on my
like,
lap,
solemnly
and then
looking out the window.
thinking about what I just read
My
in there.
dog is literally just sitting next to me, staring at me. He knows I'm talking about Hasan. He knows, Kaya, I will save you.
Okay, Alana, thank you for joining me. You made it less painful to watch this shit, okay? I'm glad you were with me for this. Plug your stuff for everybody watching.
Follow me on Twitter, on Smugalana. Follow me on Twitch. I go live 5 days a week. Join my Discord. Lots of really nice people to hang out in there. Absolute pleasure, Kami Mommy. Emo girl with the feet.
Yes.
Who creeps you
If
out?
you like this video, please
June?
subscribe, and if you can,
ShoeOnHead?
donate to my Patreon, link down below. I am going to start doing live streams for Patreon members only. That should be a lot of fun, and I will see you guys next time with a new video.
That's freaking hilarious. But guys, make sure you support ShoeOnHead. I do watch a lot of her videos here, but it's always best to watch it from the original creator because she works hard on it. She puts a lot into these things. And she's very, very entertaining, which is why I like her so much and watch her so much. But all right, a little bit more Hasan before we get out of this. So let's let's go.
Oh, here, this is, oh my God. It's really sad. He's wearing suits now, so people will take him more seriously.
Sometimes you can't be talking like that, white baby. See, this is what I mean. First of suck my fucking cock. I'm a goddamn...
That's what he says forever. That is the real life Gaston minus the Gaston aesthetic. Exactly. Well, and, you know, I still maintain that Hasan wasn't a bad guy. I mean, he wasn't a good guy, but was he any worse than the person who captured someone's father and forced them into loving him, basically with what's it called? Stockholm syndrome. Is Gaston really worse than that? I mean, at the beginning, toward the end, a little bit, but
Muslim America gets fucking called a terrorist every fucking day.
That means you're not white?
I am white. I say that I'm white, although I am white because I am white. I am white. And I am white. Which I am white. Even though I say I'm white all the time. I am white. I look white. And I say I'm white all the time. Like, I am white. I am white myself. Do you think there is a higher percentage of white people that are genuinely, seriously offended by the term cracker? Myself included. I am white, too. I'm not offended. Yes, I am white. I'm a Caucasian man. Like, yeah, I am white because I'm white. I'm white passing. I'm white. You really hate white people, Jesus? Dude, I am white. I am white. I'm white.
He's always white when it comes to white people being like, hey, what are you always dogging on white people for? But the second it's anybody else, he's like, oh, I'm this or I'm that. I've only heard of this guy this year because of Tectone. Who even is he? Who? Hasan Diddy Piker? Well, he's the son of a billionaire, the nephew of multimillionaire Cenk Uygur, the host and creator of the Young Turks. And he's just a general sleazebag. He's a Twitch streamer, quote-unquote political commentator. He's also a retard.
Obviously would never be able to comprehend what happens to gays in the Muslim
and a
world.
terrorist
I,
sympathizer.
after all, am not Muslim, nor am I from the Muslim world.
He is,
I'm
though.
a goddamn Muslim American gets fucking called a terrorist every fucking day.
There are dozens of clips of him saying that he's white. Now he's saying he's not white. It's Schrodinger's race. It depends on which one makes me more victimized at the time. Also, by the way, am I more of a Muslim than Hasan is? I've seen Hasan drinking alcohol. I almost never eat whenever the sun's out. I practice Ramadan all year round. I don't gamble.
Okay, are we doing racism Olympics?
Muslim is a race.
What kind?
Which is funny. That's the Oppression Olympics was one of. I might play a couple of June's of ShoeOnHead's original. Do I have time? Yeah. After this, is anyone? Tell you what, everyone who's in here right now, drop a like, and we'll play the Oppression Olympics, which was one of ShoeOnHead's first videos right after this short little video here.
Racism is institutionally.
Jesus, he's so mad.
Completely.
How do you get this mad in 46 seconds?
What do you think? Who do you think?
Yeah, I mean, what Muslim goes to a brothel?
Black people care about the border. I don't give a fuck what black people care about. The Democratic Party literally is going to fucking lose. Oh, black people care about this. Black people care about that. Like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, man.
I have no support from the Democrats. I have no support from the broader leftist movement. I just got you, my chat. That's it. I'm so alone.
Wait, did he just?
I'm so alone, dude.
I'm so alone. I'm so sad.
Cut my life into pieces.
People like Hasan Piker.
Thank you. I love all of you.
With,
I don't like doing that, but I figured I'd try one.
Up. That's what we're doing. We're standing up to this.
What
do I fucking say?
Exactly. Now, Hasan Piker. Look, anytime a black person says that Hasan doesn't actually care about black people, or anytime a trans person says that Hasan doesn't actually, anytime he gets called out by any of the people that he claims to be here to help and be an advocate for, he tells them to suck his cock. And I don't like saying that word. I think it's gross. I normally say pee-pee or penis because it's funnier. But that's literally what he says. He'll say, suck my fucking cock. Like it's, oh, now we know that he's angry because that's what he says. He'll just be like, oh, and he'll crash out, as Hasan Diddy Bin Laden Piker is known to do. It's so funny because it's always the exact same. Or when that the Vietnam refugee was talking about how horrible communism was in Vietnam, that he told her to do it too, and I'm just like, dude, what are you even talking about here? Like, this is literally a refugee from a country with the failed policies that you fully endorse and want to see happen here. What are we doing?
What do I say to this, dude? Fuck Jake Tapper. Fuck Mike Lawler. Fuck Josh Gottheimer. Bought and paid for by Israel. Please sue. I'm gonna end the broadcast right now. I think if
Do
one
it.
more dumb fucking
Do
like that
it.
says please sue, I'm just gonna end
Please
it.
sue.
I'm gonna end it all. I'm gonna
Please
end
sue.
my life.
Please sue.
Okay, in a video game.
Please sue.
I'm so alone.
Please sue in a
I'm
video
going
game.
to end Jesus, this is oh my God.
So
Why is
frustrating.
he always eating? I don't know.
My parents think you're an anti-Semite.
Because he's been hanging out with
My
Frogan.
parents do. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Well, maybe you should do a better job of fucking explaining.
Yeah, you should have raised your parents better, you fuck.
Oh my God.
It sucks so fucking bad to just like be professionally misunderstood all the goddamn time.
Everybody is. I'm
Yeah,
so
everyone
alone.
just misunderstands
I want
you, that's it.
myself. Nobody understands.
No one has
me.
you down
All in
packed. They
3
just have you
minutes. See, this is the thing
misunderstood.
people wanted me to look at. Chaotic era newsletters, most viewed political YouTube channels in April. You also lost the whole week.
Adam
in April?
Mockler's
Oh,
number
wow.
5,
Wait a
that
minute.
goober.
So I'm number 7 and number 15, and I was gone for an entire week.
You finally made it on the list for April. What is this list? Oh, this is the top 50 most viewed. I'm probably.
Honestly, like, I bet Hasan gets more YouTube views on my YouTube channel than he does on his YouTube channel.
If I'm even on this list at all, I don't even
That's
see
petty.
myself.
It's down to the bottom. It's
I'm
down to the
not
bottom,
on
man.
this list.
You're down to the bottom.
Oh, I am. I'm at the end. God damn, that's whack.
Even the quartering beat him. The quartering
Red?
beat him.
The quartering beat?
Oh, no,
Oh,
but
that's
he's doing
so
all right.
sad.
You know, he's doing all right. I think capitalism is
Let's get Hasan
linen
down
in
to
one
mundane
hand,
Matt levels.
Cartier in the other. $4.3 thousand. So performative. It is insane how performative this is.
You're 5 seconds.
By the way, I have a goal. I don't even want to be famous. I just want to be more famous than mundane Matt. Just because I think it'd be funny. I would have told Hasan, suckle your dad's sniper rifle. That's that's pretty good. But yeah, my new goal is to, I don't want to be famous, I don't want to be rich, I just want to have more views and more likes and more followers and subscribers than mundane Matt. It shouldn't be that difficult. I'm going to pull that number up and we'll start, I'll see if I can find a way to incorporate it somewhere on the screen so we can have like a counter and see how close we're getting.
To midnight from a direct Trump mention.
Just 'cause I think
Trump
it'd be
might
funny.
be one of the
'Cause-
few
'cause the
people on
guy-
the Republican side that's too
we're having a
smart
little
to
bit of beef on
recognize
X.
that highlighting me in any way, shape, or form is only beneficial for me, and therefore he's not doing it.
Riveting. Wow. I mean, just how can you be this delusional?
Okay, we have it in our sight. Fire. Boom.
I like
Greater
much vulgar.
Earth
Okay,
Conspiracy.
so we're not going to get into the Great Earth Conspiracy. We don't have time, but we are going to pull this up. So this is one of ShoeOnHead's first videos, the Oppression Olympics. Look how young and cute she is, 11 years ago.
Hey there, pretty lady. Do you wear heels? Do you wear makeup? Do you want to go on a diet and get thin? Don't do any of those things. Hey, I'm a feminist. That's right, a feminist in 2014 America. What does that mean? That means I want you to stoop down to my level. And that means don't go on a diet, don't wear heels, don't do makeup, don't do your hair, don't try to look pretty. I get catcalls all the time and I hate it. I just love blogging about it though, and I love blogging about it on my Tumblr. You don't have to look nice for boys. No, that's the patriarchy telling you to do that. You can be a fat, lazy slob and do anything you want, and then you have to force people to accept you, because that is how this works. And shaving? Forget shaving. Don't shave. This video game character is dressed too sexily. I don't like it. Change it. I'm dressed too sexily and you don't like it? Stop oppressing me. Did you guys know that rape is bad? Rape is bad. Does anybody know this? Rape is bad. And if you're not a feminist, you're pro-rape.
So that's just the intro.
Okay, that was fun. But now
Yeah, that's the intro. That's just what she did to start this thing off, and then it's a whole discussion. Nothing changed since then. It really has. It's gotten so much worse. But anyway, let's continue.
now I really want to get to my real point. Feminism in 2014 America is completely pointless. It's just a label that people are putting on themselves to feel special because, you know, it's the special snowflake oppression Olympics. Everyone is in this big race to be the most progressive and the most open-minded and the most oppressed. It is the strangest thing I have ever seen, and it's like infesting like the internet, and it's starting to seep out into the real world. And like I really don't like it. I don't. This video is mostly about
No, God!
Remember
no,
Tumblr?
God, please, no! No! No!
Or as we call it now, Blue Sky?
That's right, I hated it back then.
I do not like the Tumblr. It's mainly because whine.
Oh, wow.
So whiny. Whining about shit nobody cares about.
I still hate it now. But this time I don't hate it because I'm an edgy beatard and they're stealing our maymays. Tumblr is the reason there is just this outbreak and infestation of SJWs, ruining my internets and ruining my real life and just sucking the sense of humor out of so many people I know, and just like they're all in this big competition to see who can be the most progressive and the most tolerant, at the same time being the most annoying and the most intolerant people that I've ever met in my life. It is just a big, it's the oppression Olympics. Everybody is forcing themselves into the oppression Olympics, and they are making problems for themselves. The victim complex is amazing with these people. It's mind-boggling. The otherkin, we got the 50 freaking different genders. We got the PST.
That's right, all the genders, and this is back in, what's that, 11 years ago, so this would put this in 2015. This is just before Trump got elected.
From cyberbullying. What? I have the trigger warnings because people are apparently having like Vietnam flashbacks when what the fuck? I have never really had a Tumblr. I had one.
Yeah, she was a 20-something goober. What can I say?
Like, you can look at it. I forgot the password. I reblogged some like Ryan Dunn thing. Yeah, that's how long ago it was. Labeling yourself as a feminist. Stop it. It is not a movement anymore. You do not need it. Nobody needs it. You have every single right that every guy has now. I can walk, I can go get a job, I can walk. Did you hear that? I can walk. I can do it all by myself. I have never ever felt oppressed as a woman, ever. I've never felt the patriarchy. The patriarchy. Feminism is the fight for women's rights. But what happens when you have all the rights already? We have them. There is nothing. There is nothing. I do not need feminism because I do not have a victim complex. We don't live in a rape culture. Rape is the worst label. A rapist is the worst label you can put on a guy. No one wants to be a rapist. No one is pro-rape. No one is pro-rape. My friend actually was like labeled a pro-rapist because she didn't agree with what these third-wave feminists on Facebook were saying. A pro-rapist. I had a list of things to talk about. I did. They're on my phone, I swear. Oh, look how cracked that is. That is depressing. Anyway, I digress.
As someone who's never cracked the screen on his phone, because I always get whatever the screen protector and whatever the latest OtterBox is or whatever, do you not cut your fingers on there, or is there like something on there? I've never cracked my phone. I've dropped it and I've like cracked the edges, but I've never cracked the actual screen part. Is that bad? Does it hurt? Or does it just feel like you're like crushing a Frosted Flake on a table or something?
I need somebody to like stand over here and like every time I go off topic just be like, focus. What was I talking about? Rape? Do not live in a rape culture. This is not Saudi Arabia where rape isn't even considered a crime. If you replace all those I need feminism signs with I need therapy, they will make at least 80% more sense than they do. Like most feminists on the internet just hate men. And this goes for the same people who say, because the same guys who are like, girls are all shallow, girls are all bitches, I'm a nice guy.
She's talking about red pillars.
Same thing. You can't just group an entire, like, And yes, I really do think this is because of Tumblr. People argue that it's not, and that these social justice warriors
that's awful.
have been around
sorry
for
about
a long
that, Yana.
time. Yes, they have, but they have never been this loud, and it's become a trend. It has become like a thing to be a victim. It's become the cool thing to be like offended. These people, the humor and just the life just sucked out of them and just like molded into this victim, this pretend victim who really does not have problems in the first world, but likes to pretend that they do, so they fit in.
Well, and the thing is, and I've thought this ever since this video when I watched it the first time, they're getting pissed off for stories that they've heard about other people. Nothing that most of them have experienced themselves. Some of them, yes, and some horrible things have happened to some people, and those things are terrible, and everyone agrees that they're terrible except for the people who do them. But most people, especially most of the activists, the loudest activists, nothing bad's ever happened to them. They've just were told no once, and it really stuck in their craw.
With all their... just kill me. Someone I just want to slam. You know what? I need feminism. Why can't I say it? Labeling?
Labiating.
Daddy, what do you think about feminism?
Right.
So anyway, that is one of ShoeOnHead's original videos. You're welcome. It was, like I said, it was 11 years ago, almost 12 years ago. And it was a bit rough, but that's what YouTube was pretty much back in the day. Nowadays, all the mainstream things have jumped onto YouTube, and all the video editing and all that has become a lot easier to do yourself. I can't do them because I'm retarded, but you can, and if you're talented and you want to jump on this, I am actually looking for someone to clip and make a separate clip channel for me. I'm looking for, like, any profits that we make just off the clip channel, we'll split it 50-50. And that's what I'm looking to do. Just me for making the content, you for doing all the clipping and everything. And then we'll put links to the original source of the video. And that's basically it. Shorts and the whole thing. If you guys know how to do that, if you know anyone who does, send them my way. Have them hit me up on X. Links are on the page. It's Bear in Mind or Alfie Animus over there on X. And just follow me on X. We'll have a good time over there too. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. I appreciate you all. My God, this has been a good video. This has been a good day. Dad said, "Oh hell no, I'm not getting canceled for this." Pretty much, because back then they would, and I think they're from New York, so yeah, he definitely would have got canceled for this if anyone had seen it, had recognized him or anything. Thought maybe she started as emo, but no, why the? I don't know. I mean, it's the look. She's got the look of kind of an emo-y kind of girl, but I guess I don't know. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I have to get ready for work, and I have an appointment in a bit, so I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I love the engagement, guys. Anytime, and this is my main crew right here. Yanuka, Shapeshifter. Who was the other guy that popped in for a little bit? FL Backwoods. Hey, I appreciate all y'all, especially if you dropped a like. It means the world to me. Yeah, no, I'll definitely be on tomorrow, and we'll do this again. I'm trying to find my rhythm, and eventually I am going to move the Associated Guest to being the once a week weekend comedy show, and I'll think of another name for the daily weekday regular news and commentary channel or show, whatever. that's the plan. But I'll hit my stride before too long. I'm still trying to figure some stuff out. And I am still working on how I would save the Marvel universe and how I would save the Star Wars universe. I know I promised it back in February. I am still working on it, I promise. I have a lot more free time at work. Well, I don't have a lot of free time at work. I've got a lot more. I've got some free time at work to where I can jot notes down. We'll say that. Whereas before, I did not have that. So making all the notes and just all the little random thoughts that I have, I get to write down. So that's good for us, good for the channel. But I appreciate you all very much. I'm going to stop blabbing on and say this has been Alfie Animus for the Associated Guest.